So I don't know. Um, these graphs always tend to confuse my students a little bit, and I just want to be clear. What we're going to do is we're going to treat these graphs as though they're made up in two parts. Okay. So for example, this graph here can be split into two pieces down the middle, like this. This graph can be split right here, and this graph here, I'm going to split it right here. This graph stitched together like that. So I'm going to actually, and see right here, split right there, split right here. This one seems to be split into three parts, or more than three parts. I've got one part here, one part here, one part here, and finally one part here. This one also seems to be kind of a multi-part graph. One here, one here, one here, and one there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use the graphs, and these are ones that you really kind of got to get memorized. We talked about these in the slide deck. The position versus time graphs that were done in orange, blue, and green. We discussed those in class, but you're definitely going to need to study these in order to be able to figure out the graphs. That being said, I'm going to use the rules, but I'm going to do one other thing. I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. These are the graphs that I'm referring to for this problem. And you may want to have these open while you're working on, or just available in front of you while you're watching this video, because I'm not going to be flipping back to this page. I'm going to be kind of using these graphs to figure it out. So this position graph, here's what's happening. I'm going to start off going quickly backwards, and then I slow down to stop going backwards. So this is fast and negative slope. This is slow, and negative slope. So in other words, I start off with a very big negative velocity, and then I stop. And what happens here at the end is that I'm fast with a positive slope, so I wind up actually moving like this. Okay. Now I'm acceleration. The rule for acceleration, this slope is positive, so we draw a flat positive line. Why this works out like this is something we're really going to get to next time when we talk about forces. This one here, it's a similar idea. So I have a nice increasing, I start off slow and forward, and then I wind up faster and forward here. And then here, my position continues at a steady pace. So what that means is I have a graph where up to here, I'm gaining speed, and then my speed levels off to a flat, consistent velocity. Here, I start off with a positive acceleration since my slope's positive, and then my acceleration drops to 0, like that. This here. I start off with a nice positive velocity, and then here I'm fast, slow, positive slope, 0 slope. So I start off with this same positive velocity, and at the end I wind up at rest, stopped. Oh, that was terrible. It's supposed to be a line. Yes, like this. Excellent. Now for the acceleration, I have 0 acceleration here because I'm not gaining or losing speed. But then here, the sign here is negative, so I have negative acceleration down there. This one here. I have a steady negative velocity. Right here. And you know what? This one seems to have an even further region here. So negative velocity here. And then this is also a steady negative velocity, but it's steeper. Okay. And in the meantime, I go backwards, speeding up like this. Okay. So my acceleration looks like 0, then negative, and then 0 again. Now here, lastly here, I go forward, speeding up. and then my speed ends up just leveled off and positive. Okay. For the acceleration, positive, and then 0. This one here, steady velocity. Then it kind of, you know what? It starts off pretty fast. Then we kind of spend the rest of, maybe there's another region here. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of slow down and continue at a slower, steady pace here. So our acceleration should be 0, negative, and then 0 at the end. This one here, we've got 4 regions. Positive, then we slow down, then we're at rest, then we're gaining, and then we level off to a positive, consistent speed again. So I'm just kind of matching these regions and pasting together piece by piece. So here, my acceleration is 0, negative, 0, positive, and then 0. This one here, I'm gaining speed until about here. Then I slow down. I stay still. And then I kind of gain speed again, like that. Okay. So if I were to graph this, this would be positive, then negative, then 0. And then here, positive again at the end, like that. So that's part 3. I did that rather quickly. So again, you're going to really want to refer to the documents that we did before. I'll just put this out there. I might put something like number 7, number 8, number 9, okay? I would not, and maybe number 13. These 3 region graphs, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. I would definitely not do this one. Or this one here. So I really like to restrict it at most to a 2 region graph, just to put that out there. So that's part